Welcome to the Snakebite, your home for all things Florida Southern College athletics, where we bring you inside access into the world of moccasin athletics. Here are your hosts, Andrew Polling and George Connolly.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Snakebite. Alongside George Connolly, I'm Andrew Polling, and here's what the Mocs have been up to. In cross-country news, the Mocs opened their season over the weekend by hosting the pre-conference cross-country challenge at Holloway Park. On the men's side, Mason Jones and Josh Wagner finished first and second individually in their 8K race. Jones finished in 25 minutes and 54.7 seconds, while Wagner clocked in at 26 minutes and 28.2 seconds. The team took second place overall, finishing behind Embry-Riddle. In the women's 6K event, Sarah Zamat led the Mocs with a third place individual finish at 23 minutes and 17.4 seconds. Braving poor weather conditions, the Mocs had 4 total top 10 finishers: Jones, Wagner, Zamat, and Mitchell Kozik, who took 9th in the men's race.
Both swim teams were in action against Tampa last Friday. On the women's side, freshman Allie Brinton set the college record for the 200 flyby, recording a time of 2 minutes and 7.85 seconds in her collegiate debut. Our own Kenzie Council caught up with head coach Andy Robbins yesterday. Here's what he had to say about his team's first meet of the year.
So Allie Brinton set the school record for the 200 fly. How impressive was her performance for her college debut?
Well, it was awesome. We knew that was something, she was capable of doing coming in. I think she was a little surprised. And to be honest, she's as a freshman, none of them have competed in a long time for the most part. And so obviously it's been a while since she last competed. And so, sometimes, with that, you just have no idea what's going to happen. And she's worked really hard and kind of fought through a little nagging injury she's had, but and she was excited and very surprised when I told her, what she had done.
On the men's side, the guys dominated both ends of the meet. So what stood out to you about their performance as a team?
Well, not to diminish what the whole team did, but the freshmen in particular came in and really kind of set the tone. We had 6 individuals that won 2 events in the course of the two individual events in the course of the meet, and of those 6, 5 of them were freshmen. So, and that's on both sides, the men and the women. So it was, and similar to what I said with Allie, it's kind of been a long time since we competed, so weren't exactly sure what was going to happen, and we were a long time off campus, so. Obviously that throws in another kind of question mark on how everybody's training and preparation is going. But we came back January 22nd and got to work, and it's been a challenge the whole way through. But it was exciting to watch, and we really couldn't be happier with how things turned out.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Coach, and good luck at your next meet.
Thank you.
On the men's side, the Mocs won both ends of their meet in convincing fashion, with the Mocs finishing first in all 14 events. The team won both meets by nearly identical scores, winning the first contest 101-29 and the second meet by a final of 101-28. Now, Andrew, in the race on Saturday, just how impressed were you by what Mason and Josh were able to do?
Well, for Mason, he led the pack, and it was Mason and then everyone else by a mile, it seemed like. And he is running as well as he's ever ran here at Florida Southern. He has a very good chance of setting that course record at Holloway Park at some point this spring. There was that poor weather conditions. There was about an hour-and-a-half lightning delay that really hampered his chances there to set the course record, but there's still time. Hopefully they still get at least another meet in there as well. And then Josh, with a finish, he was a few seconds ahead of the third place finisher. That was great to see the 2 of them finishing 1 and 2. They've been friends for a long time. They're roommates. That was just very impressive to see what that tandem was able to pull off there.
Absolutely. Let's transition over to the swim meet. How would you say the Mocs looked overall?
Just really strong from top to bottom. They brought a ton of energy as a collective group. They had a bunch of homemade signs. They had headshots of people on popsicle sticks. It was fun. It was a great atmosphere, a great vibe there. And they provided a lot of energy there themselves. That was a big key for it. They really did motivate each other. The freshmen performed very well on the men's side, as we heard Coach say during his interview how impressed he was with how the freshman men group performed. And then, of course, Allie setting that college record. That's a great accomplishment. You never really know exactly how people are going to transition into their first collegiate meets, but I'd say overall, you have to be very impressed with how both teams perform there.
Without a doubt. Thanks for that, Andrew. And now let's check in with women's basketball. The women's basketball team dropped a hard-fought contest last night against Barry as the Mocs suffered a 79-70 loss in double overtime. Sonia Rotnikova led the team with 18 points, while Ashley Schell recorded 15 rebounds. The women are back in action tomorrow night here at home as they take on Florida Tech for the third time in their first 4 games. The men will make their highly anticipated debut tomorrow as well when they travel to Florida Tech. Both games will tip off at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network, with the women's game being called by Jim Henderson and our Andrew Pauling.
Baseball will open their season ranked 6th in the South region by the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. Tampa led the vote with 8 first-place votes. Barry followed ranked 2nd, and Nova Southeastern came in at 7th, as 4 Sunshine State Conference teams cracked the regional top 10. This announcement comes after the Mocs were ranked 29th in the country in the Writers' Division II preseason poll.
Both golf teams will tee off their seasons next week as the women will compete here in Lakeland in the Lady Mock Classic, while the men travel to Jovita Country Club to compete in the St. Leo Invitational. The men come into the season ranked 13th in the country in the Golf Coaches Association of America pre-spring poll. Both tournaments will take place on Monday and Tuesday, with daily results being posted to fscmocs.com.
The Fall 2020 Sunshine State Conference Commissioner's Honor Roll was released last week with a record 752 student-athletes qualifying for the semesterly honor. Florida Southern saw 83 student-athletes named to the list, with 31 of those earning perfect 4.0 GPAs. The list was comprised of athletes competing in soccer, cross-country, and indoor volleyball. The Student Athlete Advisory Council will be hosting a Zoom tomorrow in conjunction with the Athletic Department's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion team. The guest speaker will be Reginald Artis, who graduated from FSC in 1977. He was the first African-American to play baseball at Florida Southern and is the current president of the Lakeland NAACP chapter. The Zoom will take place from 10:45 to 11:45 tomorrow, and a QR code can be found on Instagram at FSC_SAAC. That's all from us this week on the Snakebite. I'm Andrew Pauling.
And I'm George Conley. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week at 5.